Hello, everyone. This recording is entitled Key Criteria. Well, key criteria for what? Key criteria for whatever we're going to launch in Washington, D.C. once we launch. Okay, and I know we're going to have a lot of discussion between now and then. So, please just treat any of the hypotheses that I put forward as nothing more than hypotheses and, food for thought. It's up to all of us to figure out what we're actually going to roll out in DC. We're going to do something in DC. What? That's for all of us to figure out. I propose, and I know I'm not alone, but I'm not saying this is the definitive set of criteria, but I propose a set of criteria. We propose a set of criteria. And one of those is whatever we do has to blast into the mind. It cannot be lukewarm. It has to blast. Number two, it's got to go exponential. And that's a very tall order. It's got to quickly and exponentially address our most urgent and most daunting mega crises, of which there are several. And among those, it must eliminate hunger and malnutrition. I believe it also must be completely compassion-based, generous, free food for all as a basic human right, among other basic human rights. Basically, that all basic human needs become basic human rights. That beyond caring for humanity, that we care for and love and protect all species. And that means protecting the home of all species, which is the biosphere, speaking of it as a whole. And in order to protect, save, heal the biosphere, we also need to cool the planet. And we need to do all these things with just unspeakable urgency. And so I would say that getting that urgency, we're going to fall into two camps, we as humanity, those of us who get the urgency and those who don't, right? And of course, those who don't think that those who are doing all this urgency screaming are just fear mongering. It's a mistake to even be talking this way. Of course, we're going to get through this and all that. These folks don't necessarily disagree on a whole lot. I think if they put it to the test, they'll find that they agree on a lot more than what they disagree. And a simple review of the facts, like the rate of planetary overheating and its impacts, these are facts, should be enough to convince anyone of the urgency to cool the planet. And likewise with the urgency to end hunger, either you get that or you don't. All right, so people are going to kind of segment themselves into different combinations of beliefs, to put it simple and plain. And so if you're watching this video and you don't agree with any of the key criteria that I'm saying, okay, we might be kind of at odds in terms of what do we therefore do and what do we therefore prioritize, right? Someone who doesn't get the urgency might say, hey, why don't we start with beach cleanup? Well, it's been done before. It will definitely help. I'm not disputing that. But we frankly need something much more radical, much more deep, and much more effective at saving, healing, and transforming life on Earth. So anyway, that's my take on key criteria. What's your take? I'd love to hear it. All right. Talk soon. Thanks.